Hello everybody. I was asked to do a quick TradingView demo for Patreon just to show how I use it. And so let's just start at the beginning. So to get in, first of all, you go to tradingview.com and it'll take you to my homepage. And you can click Get Started, and they have different plans. The Pro plan is $15 a month, Pro Plus $30, and Premium is $60. I use the Premium plan. There is a discount if you sign up for a year, and there's also a free plan that you can actually do quite a lot with as well. So you got 3 indicators per chart and get a whole bunch of stuff. But if you are serious about investing, definitely worth considering the Pro or Pro Plus at the very least. So with that, let's jump into a couple of charts. So first of all, this is kind of like your trading homepage. You have sometimes a lot of news, a lot of snaps, market summaries. And what I like to do as well is I like to have my portfolios organized. So let's jump into the real thing for a second, and you'll see all of the different watch lists that I have. So here I have got my indices, volatility index, dollar index, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. I also sometimes add foreign indexes as well. Then I have some top stocks. Then I have some futures, gold, oil, silver, some Forex stuff, and of course crypto. And sometimes here you'll have stuff like the 10-year and the 2-year. That should actually be, let's put that maybe up here. You just drag and drop stuff to move it around. And that's the portfolio aspect now. With my watch lists, create many different ones. I've got like a hit list for things I want to smash. I've got all the ARK stuff, grayscale funds, the top miners. So I can find, what Ray Dalio's top picks are. And I just watch everything all the time. I also have a pair trading list. Some of the pairs I look at, which we can talk more later about how we build pairs. It's just like any little formula. You go up here and you divide asset. You put in whatever asset you want. So it could be BTC, BTC USD, BTC USD, and there's many different ones. So we use the Bitstamp one, which I like, and then divide it by sol price, and that will give you a pair. So there are currently, let me see, there's sol. There are 575 Solanas per Bitcoin right now. So that's just one example. Homepage settings. Now that we are in dark theme, if you want to save your eyes, use dark theme. I use it for everything, but I could not stare at a bright screen all the time. So to do that, you just go to the top here and click on your settings and toggle the dark and light theme. Also, I like to have my tools on the left-hand side. This is what they call the drawings panel. So I like those on the left that has all your little icons. I'll walk through a couple of my favorites here as well. So next thing I will do is you can change all your background any way you want. You right mouse click and you can get a lot of stuff here. Your color theme. You can remove your drawings, indicators, change your settings. One of the things I do like to do is add alerts. So let's go to Bitcoin. And next time I'm hoping for a double dip. I would like to put an alert next time when I look at this level here, alert for Bitcoin at this level. Boom. I can also create an order from here, but an alarm will go off and notify me if we do hit that level. Also, it looks like we're bouncing along here a little bit. So let's look at this. This could be a good spot to have another alert just to see what's going on. The other thing I like to do as well, I'll turn my magnet off, I like to draw trend lines a lot. So for example, here to here, and then maybe here to here, to build channels and find out exactly what's going on. I use this all the time. Let's look at Tesla. Let's go back to this one. All over the place on my charts. Let's go year to date. Well, there's a little bit of a support line down here. You can see where I had a previous drawing in terms of where these lines are. So I use these extensively. And I note stuff, and I have many different charts. So when I go to TA Tuesday, let me see, MicroStrategy. There you can see a lot of little lines that I put in there as well. Amazon, I know I drew some stuff around, yeah, post-split dip, etc. So we jump in and look at what that is like. And you can see all my old drawings. Now the other thing that's very important is to change your time frame. There are certain time frames I like to look at. For example, if I'm scalping, I like the 30-second chart, which is kind of a bit of an eyesore. But sometimes you don't know what day you're on. So in 30-second, I turn on SVP, so I can tell when the trading day begins and ends. So here, the trading day begins and ends. And this reminds me I need to talk about time zone. I like the time zone in my local time. So California, but if you want a UTC, you would go London, and then everything will toggle around to that. But I like to keep it in my local time zone because that's what I'm used to. But you can do whatever you want. Then in terms of times, 1 minute chart also works well for scalping. And here, I like to see, a recent event of the last 5 days, find out what's going on. There's a couple of little tips and tricks. This is SVP here. SVP can be found in your indicators. You go to your indicators, you just go SVP, and that's session volume profile. You click on it. And I also save all my favorites as favorites by putting a heart beside them. You toggle this on and off and go favorites, and you can see all the favorites right there. But here is a little tip. This red line here is called the point of control. It's always good to buy under the point of control, not above. Very, very basic TA. But also, you can see some interesting things here. But you can see some interesting stuff. Look at that support level. Again, I draw another line there to say, ooh, this looks like an interesting support level. And then if we get down close to it, I'd add an alert again. Amazon 102, good time to buy. And of course, up here, add another alert, good time to sell it. I do this all day long, set my alerts, set my trend lines, and just play. Let's toggle with the screen itself and play with different views. You've seen me post a couple of things. Sometimes I like to look at different assets at the same time. Let's go to crypto. Let's watch Bitcoin. And then we sort up here. Sometimes I find things quickly by just sorting by what they're doing. And turn that off. And here I'll look at Ethereum, find out what that is doing in relation, if it's even correlated. And here I will drop Solana in the box. I like to look at how all these guys, it might look like a bit of a night chart, but typically it's helpful for me. So I'll put them all on 5 days each. You can zoom in and zoom out, and you can move things up and down. You can scroll up and down this way too. If you want to zoom in to what's going on, click on the middle one, turn on 5 days, find out what it's been doing. Bitcoin, 5 days. Now, if you wanted to scan to the actual chart itself, you click auto and it'll make it fit. If you want to see a percentage basis, the change, you just hit percentage down here. But sometimes if you're looking at something like Bitcoin over a very long period of time, like its entire history, it's important to look at it in a log perspective. And again, you can draw your little support line as to how things are going historically. You can see here, this is a very unusual breakdown based on history. There's a whole bunch of other stuff we can do. Sometimes I add notes. So down on the left, I can write here. So I just write in trend. And you can change the color of the box, anything you want. You can drag it around. You've seen those annotations from me a lot of times too. I also like to use emoticons for different symbols, like what's good, what's bad, when we're going lift off, etc. Also, what's important is a ruler. You click on the ruler here on the left. I use this all the time. You pick the bottom and you go to the very top. Time, you say, oh, Bitcoin is up 600,000% in 3,652 days. That's 10 years. So I did that by accident, but let me pull up some of the stuff that I like to look at. One is the 200-week heat map, especially for Bitcoin. Let's flick back to Bitcoin here. It's important to find out where we are on the 200-week. And I also have included there, let's go back 1 year. This is the 200-week down here. It's at 22,319. But I also have my 50-day and 200-day moving average. I watch these very carefully, how far we are below the 200-day and where the 50-day is. This is a death cross right here. And typically after desk growth, 60% of the time, things go down. There's also volume. It's important to look at. This is a good sign here. Big volume on the dips, big volume on the dips. That means a lot of capitulation, a lot of selling, a lot of cascading losses. Let's look at NVIDIA. Again, this has been down. It might look a little bit busy. I have a thing called Ichimoku Cloud 2 you could save as your favorites, but sometimes things get really, really busy as you go on. If you have a lot of drawings on your chart, imagine we just added some here for Bitcoin, and we want to remove them so you can see the chart clearer, you can just click this one here, and it'll turn off all of your drawings as well, which is pretty nice. You can even hand draw stuff in your drawing mode, and you can delete things by clicking on them and hitting the delete button. Boom, gone. Real simple. There's also a whole bunch of fibs you can draw here, your Fibonacci retracement. This one, this is the Elliott impulse wave. Now, some people like this. You can draw like this, boom, 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 boom. If you believe in that type of theory, yeah, it's just sometimes good to draw and see what it looks like. But as you can see here, the picture is getting a little busy, so I turned that off. We also have an undo button back here. We can undo, hide the average heat map, or redo it. Magnet feature as well, if you want to snap a line onto something. Turn on your magnet, draw a trend line, and you can pick an area like here to here, and it'll actually snap in for you automatically. Bring it closer to the candle for exactly where you need to be. And some of the favorite indicators I like RSI, I like MACD, I like Bollinger Bands, I like Ichimoku. Oh, one last thing I did forget is, let's turn these off and this off and delete this. We don't need that. One of the things as well you can use, you can choose your different types of lines or bars depending on what you feel like. This is just, what do they call these? Straight bars, straight candles, hollow candles so you can see more. And I actually like the Heikin-Ashi or a straight line. If my chart's really busy and there's a lot of other indicators, I just like to use a straight blue line. And if I'm not, I like to use the Heikin-Ashi, which gives me an idea of trend as to what's going on with different assets. So for example, let's turn off volume. It's getting too busy here. You can see some of my scrolls down here too. Ignore those, but this is Solana, the 30-minute. Get a much better feel for what's going on over time in different areas. This is where it bottomed out. Since then, we've been growing up and down, but here you get a feel. Obviously, when it's green, things are going up, red, things are going down. So that was just a quick intro to how I use TradingView, some of the common tools. Not an advanced class by no stretch, but hopefully you got something. Don't forget to set up your portfolios and be able to scan them real fast. You can also import them and export them real easy by just hitting these buttons here. Export your list, and it drops it into a little file. Boom. So thanks everybody.